When it comes to jaw-dropping drama in WWE, the spectacle doesn't always end when the cameras stop rolling. At this year's WrestlePalooza, fans were treated to an unforgettable moment inside the ring, but what unfolded backstage might be even more shocking. In a stunning development that has the entire wrestling world buzzing, Brock Lesnar confronted his longtime advocate and former manager, Paul Heyman, in a tense altercation that could change the future of WWE forever. The long, complex history of Lesnar and Heyman. To understand the magnitude of this confrontation, one must first grasp the decades-long bond between Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. When Lesnar first debuted in 2002, Heyman became his mouthpiece, his strategist, and his hype man. The Beast was a once-in-a-generation athlete, an NCAA wrestling champion with freakish power, but he wasn't a talker. Heyman filled that gap, delivering promos that elevated Lesnar from rookie phenom to the next big thing. Together, they destroyed legends, captured championships, and redefined dominance in WWE. Their relationship wasn't just professional, it was symbiotic. Lesnar provided the raw destruction, Heyman provided the words, and together they created one of the most fearsome duos in wrestling history. But with such combustible personalities, cracks always lurked beneath the surface. Over the years, Lesnar and Heyman separated and reunited multiple times, sometimes as friends, sometimes as bitter enemies. Each split sent shockwaves through WWE because their bond seemed unbreakable, yet their egos always clashed. WrestlePalooza sparks the breaking point. This year's WrestlePalooza was filled with spectacle, but the seeds of the Lesnar-Heyman confrontation were planted during the main event. Paul Heyman, ever the opportunist, aligned himself temporarily with another rising star earlier in the night. Heyman's promo implied that Lesnar's time as WWE's final boss had passed, and it was time to crown a new beast of the future. Those comments didn't sit well with Lesnar. After demolishing John Cena earlier in the night with 7 F5s, Lesnar disappeared backstage to cool down. But as the event drew to a close, the cameras picked up chatter that Brock was hunting for Heyman. Rumors spread instantly across social media. Was this just storyline tension, or had Heyman legitimately crossed a line? The backstage confrontation reports from insiders described the scene as chaotic. Lesnar, still sweating and furious from his match, stormed through the corridors like a man possessed. Stagehands and crew members scattered as his towering frame thundered past. Finally, he found Heyman in the production area, surrounded by security and staff. Without hesitation, Lesnar shoved through the guards, getting face-to-face with the man who had once been his closest ally. Witnesses claim Lesnar's voice was uncharacteristically loud as he shouted, "You think you can replace me? You think anybody can do what I do?" Heyman, visibly shaken, tried to calm him down, raising his hands in defense and pleading, "Brock, you don't understand. It's business." But Lesnar wasn't interested in excuses. He slammed a nearby table, sending coffee and paperwork flying across the room, and pinned Heyman against the wall. Security swarmed in, but nobody dared lay hands on the Beast. The tension was thick. Fans watching leaked cell phone clips online could see Heyman's face pale, his trademark confidence shattered in the shadow of Lesnar's rage. Why this confrontation matters. This isn't just a personal spat, it's a seismic shift in WWE's landscape. For years, Heyman has been one of the most influential figures behind the scenes and on screen. His allegiance has always been a major factor in who holds power within the company. When he's in your corner, you're elevated to the main event. When he turns on you, careers can crumble. If Lesnar and Heyman are truly done for good, it marks the end of one of wrestling's greatest partnerships. But it also opens new doors. Will Heyman throw his full weight behind a new superstar? Perhaps someone younger and hungrier than Lesnar? And how will the Beast respond if his former advocate begins building a rival empire in his absence? The locker room reaction. Backstage, the confrontation left the locker room divided. Some younger superstars reportedly felt emboldened, believing Lesnar's fury signaled vulnerability in his once untouchable aura. Others were terrified, knowing that an angry Brock Lesnar is the last thing anyone wants to cross paths with. Veterans, meanwhile, offered mixed perspectives. Brock and Paul are like fire and gasoline, one anonymous superstar said. When they're together, they burn everything down. When they're apart, it's even more dangerous. Fan reaction, social media explodes. As soon as the news leaked, the WWE Universe lit up Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Hashtags like hashtag Lesnar versus Heyman, hashtag backstage drama, and hashtag Beast vs Advocate trended worldwide. Fans debated whether this was a scripted storyline or a real altercation, with some insisting the fear on Heyman's face was too genuine to be faked. Memes, reaction videos, and speculative fantasy booking dominated online spaces. Some fans hope for a final on-screen split that culminates in Lesnar destroying anyone Heyman chooses to represent. Others wondered if this was WWE planting seeds for a shocking Lesnar retirement storyline. The future. What happens next? The confrontation leaves more questions than answers. Lesnar's dominance in WWE is unquestioned, but his reliance on Heyman's guidance has always been an underlying truth. Without his advocate, can the Beast incarnate maintain the same level of dominance? Or will cracks in his armor finally show? For Heyman, the challenge is equally daunting. Aligning himself with another superstar will put a target on their back, as Lesnar will no doubt come for anyone attempting to fill his shoes. Could this lead to a new rivalry between Lesnar and a Heyman-chosen protege? Or will Heyman, the master manipulator, find a way to reconcile with Lesnar, pulling him back under his influence? Legacy of Lesnar versus Heyman. If this confrontation truly marks the end of their partnership, it will go down as one of wrestling's most significant splits. Few pairings in WWE history have been as effective, influential, or fearsome as Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Their rise together changed the business. Their split could reshape it once again. Like all great wrestling stories, the line between reality and fiction here is blurred. Was this a scripted confrontation designed to fuel the next big storyline? Or was Lesnar's fury rooted in genuine frustration with Heyman's actions? In WWE, the truth often lies somewhere in between. Conclusion. What happened backstage at WrestlePalooza is already being talked about as one of the most dramatic moments in modern WWE history. Brock Lesnar confronting Paul Heyman wasn't just a heated altercation. It was a reminder that the world of professional wrestling thrives on tension, betrayal, and the unpredictable bond between performers. Lesnar may be the beast, but Heyman has always been the brain behind the chaos. Now that their alliance appears shattered, WWE stands on the edge of a new era. Whether they reconcile or go to war, one thing is certain. When Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman's paths cross, history is made.